I'm Emil Vinterhav, and I'm the technical lead of the House of the Moon project. It is most possible to put a house on the moon. I think we're about to prove it very soon, that we have all the technical parts that are necessary to put the house on the moon. We'll prove that it is financially viable, and there will be great interest for this fantastic project. Currently, we have a good understanding of the mechanisms for actually not just taking the house to the moon, but deploying it in an autonomous way on the surface of the moon, going from a small volume like a few liters to a massive volume of say 10 cubic meters, which is a challenge in itself, because naturally this small size going to a big size is a challenge only because of the dimensions, just unfolding these things that should be folded in many ways, and then making them look like they've never been folded before. Is not a challenge just in space, but also on ground. That is a very big challenge. There are a number of things with the Moonhouse that inspires me. The first, of course, is the technical challenge is very inspiring in itself, to just go to the moon, which would be the dream of any space engineer. But it's also an inspiration in many other ways, particularly the connection to the ordinary people, that everyone can have a relationship to the house on the moon. When you think about this little house standing in solitude on the surface of the moon, it's almost if you go there, in your own mind, you can picture yourself standing on the moon, looking down on Earth with this little house in the background, and think, wow, we're not that much in space, are we? It's just, there's so much more than just us in space and in the world. It puts us in perspective. And there are a number of things more. It's like, for instance, that if Mikael, who is an artist, he hasn't done anything with space before, and he gets an idea one morning and thinks, okay, the moon's up there. I would like to put a house on the moon. And he does that in 10 years' time. That really proves that nothing is impossible anymore. It will be a milestone in commercial spaceflight, for instance. It will be a milestone for culture, that we will actually not just bring technology out into space, but also civilization in a way that hasn't been done before. We're putting something that is very related to the culture of people, the civilization, how actual living in space. That is, it hasn't been done before, and I think many will see space as a possibility, or just going to other planets as a real possibility, rather than something that somebody else is doing. The Moonhouse it is a house much similar to this. It's got this famous, in Sweden, red color, which is been around in our country for at least 250 years. It will have this blue, hopefully blue. I like the blue. That's why I painted the door blue. And it will be of the size of 3 meters inside here, 2 meters on the short side, and about 2.5 meters from base to roof. And it will be standing on its own on the surface of the moon. When it comes to the Moonhouse payload, the thing we're going to send with the service provider, the people who are taking us to the moon, that will be a package about the size of, shall we say, 4 or 5 liters. And this package, this is significant to the space industry, that anything you want to put in a big rocket, we're talking big rockets here, and a rocket is a very sensitive thing. It's a big, you have this big canister of fuel that can explode at any minute. So you don't want to have something that ignites or sets this thing off. You want to have it very safe. It should handle all the vibrations. The environment on a rocket is terrible. If you put yourself on one of these rockets, you die going into space. I mean, so there's a lot of challenges in just making this the payload for going to the moon, make that safe. And that part is the next challenge. Going to what we've done so far, we've developed all the ideas of how to go from this small payload once we're at the moon onto the full-size house. So what we have to do is the implementation, all the invention is already done.